Welcome to the Real CP Show. I'm your host, CP. And today's topic, which is today, February the 11th, 2026. Today's topic is this Mexican or these Mexican nationals couple manufacture thousands of counterfeit IDs, immigration documents, and much, much more. But at the same time, this is what the system wants more to continue to happen. 1 second here. This is what they want to continue to keep happening on this. Yes. Yes. This is what they want to continue to keep happening. So how many of these border break illegal immigrants have gotten false immigration documents? How many of these border break illegal immigrant personnel that you see here have sat there and said, oh my goodness, we're trying to escape political violence. We're in fear for our lives. And you like fearful from whom? People that look like you in your country. Right? But you see the game. You see the game of this, right? Now, this situation with these Mexican couples, right? Because you think about it, they keep trying to tell millions of Black Americans that black and brown. And that is an insulting, disgusting tactic that they know millions within certain sections of American Blackism, with few exceptions, buy into this illogical black and brown nonsense. How can you have black and brown where you also have numbers of Black Americans that have brown skin? And how numbers of Mexicanos or white Mexicanos, I'm talking the ones it applies to, right? How they quiet on this. Let the Negro fight his own battles, right? Let the Negro fight his own battles. His problems are not mine. I don't want to ally with him. Felix Terragina, Mexican, a white Mexican American president of LULAC, 1956 to 1960. But at the same time, they want to pretend nothing's happening right now, right? You see the insulting on this situation. Now you say, hey, since you want Black Americans to help out with immigration issues, right? Help out to protect border break illegal immigrants, right? Who rearing off the coattails like numbers of tethers have done that slot under the banner of Black, right? But they can't even get their own tribalism situated, corruption situated where they fled from. Right? You say, hey, what are you going to do, border break illegal immigrants and how number of immigration personnel getting all kind of benefits and resources and stuff like that over Black Americans? What are you going to do for Black Americans? This is what they do. Exit station left. Right? Now, look at the image on here. Right? This is, the Mexicano couple. They like to also try to portray a certain looking way and all that kind of nonsense situation. Oh, one of the ways, right? Now you see in the wording, a Mexican couple made and sold thousands of counterfeit IDs. But don't worry about that. Just abolish ICE, right? Pro open borders, love the naiveness. Yes. 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 Right? So let me go ahead and share my screen about this article. All right. Make sure you can see how. Give me a moment here. Make sure, give me one moment. One moment here. One moment. All right. Here we go. Make sure you can see this on this situation. All right, make sure everything looks good. All right. Now, you see from this caption on top here, what does it say on here? One moment. Mexican national couple sentenced for making and selling thousands of counterfeit identifications, right? But we just can pretend we don't really see that, right? That's what they want numbers of millions of Black Americans to pretend they don't really see what they see, right? With few exceptions. See this article, January 28, 2026. Tulsa, Oklahoma, a Mexican national couple is sentenced for making and selling thousands of counterfeit identifications to clients. You see how they do their little sleeper little demonic wording, clients. Throughout the United States, now this particular person, this U.S. district judge, et cetera, person sentenced Karina Garcia Salazar, 47, for conspiracy to transfer identification documents and conspiracy to possess with intent to use or transfer 5 or more documents. This particular judge ordered Garcia Salazar to 60 months imprisonment, followed by 3 years of supervised release. Garcia Salazar's co-defendant, Jorge Gosto Prieto Gambora, 41, was sentenced in December 2025 for conspiracy to possess, I don't know if they mean 5, I guess that's miswording on that, 5 or more documents with an intent to transfer. This particular judge ordered Prieto Gambora to serve basically only 15 months imprisonment, followed by 3 years of supervised release. From August 2020, now keep this in mind, these dates, from August 2020 through their arrest in February 2025, Garcia Salazar and Prieto Gambora worked together to create thousands of fake immigration documents. What? Fake immigration documents. Right? Oh my goodness, but we got to abolish ICE because they sit there and took the life of 2 white personnel who knowingly was trying to impede ICE duties, right? Now, if that was 2 Black Americans that did that, right? You have no outrage, and they would say, oh my God, look at those Black Negroes. Black people, they always got their hand out and trying to get a handout. They all talking about racism. But they just need to obey the laws. Interesting, that don't apply to various personnel within certain sections of the Panama-based culture. Isn't that interesting, right? And that goes for also white adjacent ones that slide under the generic white banner. Oh, it's a whole different game on that. Court documents show that the defendants sold the Mexican national defendant couple. So the fake documents in several controlled buys orchestrated by agents, right? But abolish ICE, right? Okay. Doing those buys, agents confirmed that Garcia Salazar and Prieto Gambora were working together to sell identification cards and social security cards. I mean, this is such a disgustingality and insultingness. Look at that date. From August 2020 through their arrest in February 2025. That's a couple of elections, right? Huh? So how many within this border break illegal immigrants and how immigration personnel got these false documents? How many of them voted in the elections? How many of them went to Harvard offices to get free resources with with fake documents? And how many don't even need that? They just go, and that's a whole different topic. But how many have gotten free resources and documents? Perjuryness, fraudness, using fake identification, fake social security cards, fake immigration documents, right? But they want people to jump up and down talking about anti-ICE. Do you see the insulting of this? And it's a super double, triple slap toward millions of American blacks once applies to, with few exceptions, the ones that don't even realize how insulting it is. Because there are some naive numbers of black Americans, the ones applies to, that have been sitting there jumping up and down about the situation in Minnesota. They sitting there fighting toward people who wouldn't give a dang about them, right? And sitting there trying to fight for border break illegal immigrants, trying to fight for immigration numbers of right, when they wouldn't even look at a black American with half a thought. Something's really off about certain numbers within American blackism once applies to, right? There's something really off. This sister really did a number on certain numbers within American blackism, right? Too many internal problems. See, this system knows only a very small, it's only but a very small amount of black Americans that see through these tactics. And the supremacist says, as long as we keep the numbers of American blackism at a small percentage who see through our games. A search warrant was served on their home in Tulsa, Oklahoma. During that search, agents found at least 67 completed documents, fake documents, and seized several electronic devices for further search. After searching their devices, agents found more than 2,000 different fake identification documents, including social security cards, lawful permanent residence cards. Oh, we don't want to talk about that, right? How many border break illegal immigrants? How many civilian immigration personnel walking around with fake permanent resident cards? Huh? State driver's license and ID cards, fake ones. Fake foreign ID cards and fake passports. Oh, this is different kind of levels, isn't it, people? Screenshot communications found showed conversations with clients. And you watch these little slick words, these silly words, right? Clients. They included photos, dates of birth, other information needed to complete the false documents, and photos verifying that the documents were completed. Agents also found client ledgers, images of envelopes mailed across the United States. How many thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands will never be found and known about those documents, those fake documents, right? Bank records and surveillance obtained by agents showed that Garcia Salazar used a fake Mexican passport to open up a local checking account rather than her permanent resident card. And how much you want to bet she lied to find out how to go by and trying to get that permanent residence card? Because her husband or boyfriend, whatever he is, a couple. Let me just finish reading. Cash deposits made by both defendants and peer-to-peer transactions show that the couple charged $120 to $150 for fake cards. They charged about $120, $150 for fake cards, people. The fake passport used by Garcia Salazar and more than 32,000 in cash were also found during the search warrant, right? But abolish ICE, right? But at the same time, the anti-American black hatred by various bad seeds. Oh well then. I mean, they said no. This during the investigation, agents confirmed that at least one ID was made and sold to a separate defendant charged in the Northern District of Oklahoma. He admitted to smuggling and trafficking 3 kilograms of methamphetamines and 3 kilograms of black tar heroin in the United States. But we're just going to look the other way, right? Pretend it ain't going on, right? Just abolish ICE, right? Okay, right? We want open borders, right? We want more immigration personnel. We want more border break illegal immigrants, right? So we can just push out more black Americans. And there are ones that are very naive. They don't realize they're being pushed out in various areas. Court records show that Garcia Salazar obtained a lawful permanent resident card, right? Didn't say how, right? What kind of lie she said, right? and that Preto Gabor, her husband or fiance or boyfriend, entered the United States unlawfully. Mm, mm, mm. In 2022, people. The couple will remain in custody pending transfer to the U.S. Bureau of Prisons. So at the same time, they want numbers of people to act like nothing's really going on, right? Nothing. Nothing. I know nothing. Nothing. The insulting of this is gigantic. This is no Rudy Putinist of manufacturing fake identification. It don't matter if it's two fake identifications. That's still fakeness. And do you think Black Americans will sit there and have some fake IDs in another country? Please. Do you understand how super serious these people are not playing? They're wanting more Border Break illegal immigrants. They're wanting more immigration personnel in this country, more of them. And they're giving resources and benefits left and right. Right? They're not telling them, hey, work hard. What's wrong with y'all? Why didn't y'all sit there and build this stuff in your own countries? Nope. Because there's an agenda going on, right? There's an agenda going on.
I don't believe this is happening. Only fools refuse to believe truth.
That's right. Only fools refuse to believe the truth. In closing, look at this picture here that wasn't a long time ago. This being Black History Month. Colored waiting room. Private property, no parking. Driving through or turning around. This wasn't a long time ago. This was less than 100 years ago, people. This was after World War I. This was after World War II. And depending on where you're at, this is going into even Vietnam. The Vietnam time frame, Vietnam War time frame. But at the same time, right? They want Black Americans by the millions to jump up and down for border breaker illegal immigrants. They want numbers of Black Americans to jump up and down about immigration personnel again, when personnel wouldn't think twice about Black Americans at all. Right? They want Black Americans to sit there and jump up and down for tethers who flee their country in various parts of Africa, flee their various places in the beautiful parts of the Caribbean. I'm talking about the ones it applies to, right? Because don't get it confused. There's no pan-Caribbean love. Look what's going on in Haiti, right? Where's all the people now? Where's all the pan-Africanism? Huh? Nope, quiet. Look what's going on in Cuba. Are there not Afro-Cubano people there? Where's all that old pan-Africanism not jumping up and down about telling high supremacy people, leave the Cuban people alone? Nope. But at the same time, you got people that want to tell Black Americans to call themselves Africans. Do you see the nonsense of this? But at the same time, talking very smoggily hatred toward Black Americans. While at the same time, you got people wanting Black Americans to sit there again, help border break illegal immigrants who would sit there and look at them and laugh, right? And walk right past the bodies of Black Americans, right? Because they're trying to get their people, their agenda coming over. Now, numbers of immigration personnel that ain't thinking 0% of nothing about Black Americans, right? And people try to play this little game where there are some go to Hades. 9,000% of immigration personnel, 9,000% of border break illegal immigrants ain't thinking nothing about freaking Black Americans. They're here to use the system and resources to bring about their people, their agendas, get more resources, right? Know the game. But unfortunately, they know that millions within American Blackism do not know the game, with small exceptions. Like this right here again in closing. Let the Negro fight his own battles. His problems are not mine. I don't want to ally with him. Felix Terragina, white Mexican American president of LULAC, 1956 to 1960. They sit there and insult Black Americans about a million every day, with few exceptions. I thank you for tuning in to the Real CP Show.